Okay, so today I'm going to talk about how to use a kind of general sort of database like the many that we have at Hume-Fogg. And let's talk about why we use them. So when you're dealing with the web, you're not for sure the authority, you get millions of hits. A lot of that's junk. People are trying to make money off of you clicking on their websites, so they copy Wikipedia and then they just use that. Anyone can publish on the web. Now Google, we all use Google, and it does have some nice advanced search features. But the information that is published on that in Google is not necessarily available in print. When you're dealing with databases, obviously the authority is higher. Usually articles and databases are peer reviewed. And instead of getting millions and millions of hits, you might have thousands. You may have to refine it some, but it's going to be a lot better than the millions of hits you get through Google. You have the ability to search by, a lot of times they'll divide up the search by, whether it's a book or whether it's an article or whether it's how current it is. And so some of those things are not available in the Google search. And the things that you usually find on the database are usually published somewhere. There's a journal, it's in the New York Times, it's in the Tennessean, and so it does tend to be more reliable that way. So two hints I have for you is when you're doing you're searching in a database, is two things that's nice to use is quotation marks, just like you use in our Google searching, and truncation. You can truncate, and that way, because not necessarily do you have synonym searches, and so that's important. So you already know about the quotation marks, so I'm not going to go over that again. You saw the difference in that. But let's talk about truncation. And that means if you want to find education, educate, educated, educating, you could type educate and then the star, and then it would pull up all those things. So that can be really helpful in a database situation. So you tend to want to use scholarly terms, and so this is where you go and you grab your synonyms you wrote down, teen pregnancy, teenage pregnancy, and you search different ways because you may get different articles depending on how you search. So here's a few hints you can read over. And so another thing is that you do want to use advanced search. And so here's an example of an advanced search. And what's really important here is you always want to have full text. And I recommend that you have something that's peer reviewed, but this is where you can limit in, like if you only want something from the past couple years, you can limit the publication type, what it is. So that is really, really helpful. So I really recommend you use that. Now, what's further awesome about searching a database is when you look through it, a lot of times on the left, it's going to divide it down into specific chunks. And so I see that I have 605 results overall. Some of those are from newspapers, so if I want to read maybe a shorter article, I'll go for there. Some of them are magazines. Reference is your general overview, but here's what's cool. I also have graphics in there, so if you need to find an image or something for a project, then that can be really, really helpful for that. So that's really helpful. If you need help, you're going to contact me. Now I'm going to show you probably your starting point is going to be student resources and context. So I'm going to show you that. Okay, so I'm in student resources and contacts, and you'll notice that just like I said, it's going to break things down based on what it is. So that's really cool. There's going to be feature content that's most commonly used articles. There's going to be some specific reference articles. Now, I'm just going to say this now because it's important. Just because it's in a database, it does usually mean it has the authority, but it may not have the currency. And I say that is that this article is 11 years old now. So would I use that? I'm not so sure that I would. That's just something to keep in mind right there. But what's also really cool about this is, besides for all the divisions, is that there are related topics. You can search within, so if you're dealing with a specific state or something like that, I can search within and specifically search for Tennessee. Now, once you actually do have an article and you decide you're going to use it, you're going to go and you're going to grab those citation tools, you're going to download it, and it'll open up. So once you do that, it should open up, and then you're gonna open that up, and then there it is, no URL. So it's going to come with that. Then you're going to use that as you're taking notes. So I think that's going to be really helpful for you. I do hope that you use that. Any questions, of course, let me know. You can print in the library for free. So once again, you need to evaluate the article using the craft tests. But databases are great places to go. It tends to have the authority. You still need to evaluate it, but you're going to get a lot of great information that way.